Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be working on issue 74 of the E.T. build. And I mentioned in the last video that I wasn't going to do this until I got the parts for the following month, which I've gotten those parts, but we're still not putting the all the screws and stuff together on this hand. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble it and hold on to the screws and the two fingers that won't be used in this issue. So let me get the book open. Here are the parts. We've got fingers and some screws. I've actually taken the hand back off of the arm just to make it easier to work with. Now just noticed, so we have two different types of fingers. We have the middle finger joints, we have the little finger joints. So we've got two little fingers, two middle fingers. Kind of interesting. So first thing we're going to do is place a little finger joint. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these in the bags until I need them. That just makes it a little bit simpler to keep track of them later on. So it's going to go on here like this. Unfortunately, I can't do that with the bag or with the screws. I need to take them all out at the same time. Screwdriver, nope, wrong one. There it is. And again, I've said this before, my concern is there are no spare screws in this build. I do not want to lose any of these screws because I don't want to have to wait for Fanhome to send more. So put this screw in here, tighten it all the way down. Let's see, secure it with the TP screw. Wow. I think it might need to go just a hair tighter than that. Yeah, it was just floppy before, now it stays in place. So then we're going to take middle finger and take it from the other end. We'll put it on here like this. Put a screw in. Whoops. Put the screw in and then tighten it down. This is odd how this works. So I'm looking at this. I've got a little finger and a middle finger. And then we have an index finger. Does E.T. only have 3 fingers and a thumb? Maybe that's it. Maybe I just didn't catch that we use these other 2 fingers in parts from this month's shipment. Not 100% sure. So we'll tighten this one down. So now we have 3 fingers. They are not movable other than left and right. I'll go ahead and tighten these down just a hair more. Come on. There we go. Not near as stiff as the index finger. Tighten this one down just a little bit more as well. I have a feeling the skin will not let them move. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set these over here because I do multiple packs at a time when I do build. Let's see, make sure got that on backwards. Oh, there's the problem. I had his hand on backwards. And so that's how his arm looks now. It does bend. And since we are at 4.5 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and bring over from behind me pack 75. So we'll set this here. We'll get pack 70. Nope, that's the stand. I still need to start working on the stand to make sure that everything goes well with it. That's the parts for the stand. Probably should have paused the video, but sometimes I'm not that smart. Okay, so here are the parts for pack 75. We've got a cable in here, a couple of cables actually. Let's see, get through this. We've got a couple of cables and then some hardware. So let's get the book open and take a look. Okay, looking at the pictures right here, we're going to need the body itself. So these cables are, it says cable hooks, cable stops. So I think these are going to be his tendons. So let me pause the camera and I will be right back after I bring E.T. over to the desk. And I'll have to figure out how I'm going to record this as well. Okay, he is tall. Not as tall as the Predator was, or not the Predator, the Alien was, but he's still pretty tall. So let's see what we can do here. We'll lay him on his side. So first thing they want us to do is to take one of these cables. Let me get it out of the bag. Actually, I'll take both of them out of the bag because I think we're going to use both of them this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the cable on here. It doesn't say which side. It probably does actually. Cable left arm pulley. Note the orientation of the hook ring, the pin. Okay, so it does say to have the part of the wire here on top. Wow, I did not know I cut my knuckle. So it's going to go on here like this. See if we can get it to just sit there. And then we're going to take one of these pieces right here, along with a screw. I'm not sure which screw it is. Countersunk screw, so it should be this one. We're going to take, let me get these parts out. That part there, and of course they both fall out. So I'll get both of these screws out as well. Almost went to throw that bag away. There, right there, that right there is why I don't like to have parts sitting loose like the screws are right there. So we're going to take this ring here, we're going to put this countersunk screw in to it like this, and so it'll, you can see with the countersink it'll be flush. And go ahead and set the ring over top. See if I can, maybe I'll do both at the same time. So we're going to set the ring over top like that, and then we're going to screw this down into the post on top of the on top of this part from the servo. It was just looking because it's loose, but I understand what they're doing with it. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to take E.T.'s hand here. Let me move these books out of the way. I'm going to turn him so that I can actually, he's actually closer to me. I'm going to put his arm on here. So there's a hole right there. His arm's going to go on here like that. And then we're going to take lock washer and this screw down here. So I'm going to go ahead and get them all out of here. That screw, washer, and I'm setting them in two separate spots so that I've got the spare, or not the spares, the ones for the other arm handy, but not where I'm working. Lock washer. What I should do, a smart person would get one of these little tins, because the hardware keeps moving every time it gets bumped, and I don't want to lose any of these parts. So we've got those parts there. This is going to go into metal. I don't think it would need it, but I am going to dip it in oil. Matter of fact, never mind, I'm not going to dip it in oil. I can see the threads in the shoulder itself. So I'm going to take this screw, and we're going to put it in there like that. Lock washer on top. And that should hold it in place, and his arm moves freely. So the next thing they tell us to do. And for this, I think I need to stand him up. We have two screws, or two pieces left. So what we're going to do is stand him up. Let's go ahead and bend his arm. Interesting that his arm actually reaches the ground. Fix the MPC screw onto the cable stop. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the rest of the parts out. Put one cable stop in there. One screw in there. They're telling you to put I don't know that it matters which side. We're going to put this screw into cable stop, just like that. Do not tighten it all the way. Pass the loose end of the cable hook. This part here. Okay, so they want it to pass through here in the back. And we're going to slide the cable stop here like that. Let's see, through the shoulder, pull it as seen in the first picture, insert. Tighten until the marks on the shoulder line up. Pass loose through a hole and pulley as seen in the first picture, insert and tighten until the shoulder line. Tighten the screw. Okay, so there are marks supposedly somewhere on the shoulder. Okay, and of course I can't take it off now. Ah, there it is. I can barely see it because it's black on black. But we have a mark right here. And we want this mark here. Let me double check. Yes. There's a mark on both sides. We want it to line up just like that. And then we want to tighten cable, or tighten the screw here, which is going to lock the cable in place. Try this again. Sorry, concentrating. And what that's going to do is make the cable hold in place to the shoulder, and then the last thing they say to do is pull that cable back through there, and that's going to keep it from getting in the way. I'm going to see if I, yeah, that's as tight as it's going to get. Okay. And then we have to hold on to the cable and the rest of the parts. So I think that is kind of impressive the way they've got that, because internal to his body, I'm sure I'm guessing there will be something covering this area up here so that the cable, when it pulls, and it's not going to pull very far actually, but when the cable pulls down, it will then raise his arm a certain amount. And that, my friends, is all there is to do in this stage. And looking at the picture, he does only have 4 fingers and a thumb. So like I said, that's all there is to do in this stage. Actually pretty impressive the way they did that. It's using the cable, and that little servo motor is going to put some strain on here, but not near as much as it could otherwise. So that is all there is to do in steps 75 and 74 and 75. It is kind of funny that his hand does touch the ground here. So let me do that. But no, I'm really impressed with the way they did that. I've said before, this is a very well engineered kit. Thank you for watching. I hope you're enjoying this build. If you are, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Leave a comment. I will respond. I love comments. I'd love to find out what my viewers are thinking. With that, I'm wanting to say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video or stream.
Model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models. Workman's model mania, hard work models, plastic modeling, wooden models.